Mosquito populations are 36 times higher this year in Saskatchewan, which is crazy. So if any of you out there are suffering with a mosquito apocalypse, this is the video for you because we're going to go over why they're so bad in your garden, how you can actually prevent or stop them from being so bad in your garden so you can actually garden outdoors. It is so bad here. I am not joking when I tell you that if you go outside and you start digging in plants, it is near impossible. It is incredibly uncomfortable, and bug spray does nothing. So number one, I think we'll just get out of the way because this is what everyone tells you to do. Make sure you don't have any standing water, gutters, pails, buckets, whatever. Just get rid of the standing water because that's where they like to hang out. I feel like that is fairly obvious. But number two, and less obvious, is humidity and shade. So mosquitoes dry out incredibly quickly. That sounds weird, but it's true. Mosquitoes don't like to dry out, if you will. And therefore, if you have heavy amounts of foliage with not a lot of airflow, basically a heat humidity trap, mosquitoes are very happy. This is why when you walk through a bush, walk through deep grass, start playing in your garden, you end up with more mosquitoes. So if there's anything you can do and any capacity to actually clear away and increase airflow in your garden, it will help immensely. This unfortunately can include making sure you don't do those high impact or high intensity gardens where everything's kind of squished together. You allow for proper spacing, pruning, etc., and so forth. Number two is going to be the watering times. So if you water in the evenings, you're going to increase that humidity overnight into the morning. You make that dew point last for longer and you make those mosquitoes happier and healthier. If you water in the morning, it gives your temperature, your plants, the sun time to do what it needs to do and evaporate that standing water, which in turn may result in a die-off of mosquitoes. Because if you can dry out your space quicker, you are less likely to have mosquito problems. So morning watering over evening watering can help immensely in the sense that it will help with almost like a kill-off or a culling of mosquitoes during the day if it gets warm and dry enough to allow for that. But if we're constantly just keeping those moisture levels up nice and high, then technically we're causing a little paradise for them. So how do you truly prevent them and what is myth and truth and all that sort of stuff? Well, number one is BTI. So Bacillus thuringiensis, this is BTK. So this is a different subspecies. BTI, aka mosquito dunks, is a biological control similar to BTK in the sense that it disrupts the life of your mosquitoes. So you put BTI in standing water. This could be your bird baths or ponds. You could just fill up a bucket of water and put the BTI in it and hope that more eggs are laid in there, whatever the case may be. But it needs to be BTI, not BTK. There's lots of Bacillus thuringiensis out there, but it's the subspecies that matters. K is for cabbage moths and worms. I is for mosquitoes. It also is completely harmless to kids, pets, you, all of it. It's literally just a bacteria that will not harm you. The next one, I do find a little bit more difficult to do, but technically you could increase predators in the area. So dragonflies, bats, spiders, you name it. If you have a way of increasing the populations of these, you will decrease your populations of mosquitoes because these can actually eat a huge number of them. Actually, you can get fake dragonflies that you clip to your cap. And mosquitoes are scared of it and they actually will disperse. You can get them at Lee Valley Tools and they sell out every year because people who have outfitting businesses up north use them religiously because they work so well. I have one. I've used it. I don't know if it really worked per se, but maybe if you're up north. Now, next up is actually wind and fans. So if you can have a fan blowing on you or if you can go out when it's windy, you're less likely to have issues with mosquitoes. That goes without saying. The last one is bizarre to me. I bought it off Amazon because my friend swore by it. She's got a little one and she said it's the only thing she can use. Works better than mosquito spray, all of it. And I think it actually does work. And that is a Thermacell. I don't know what is in that stuff. I don't know if I should be inhaling it or not. But you know what? If I need it in the garden, it has a 20-foot dome on it. and it works absolutely fabulously. So I swear by that thing. And I thought it was just a joke. I'm the type of person that's like, come on, those coils are useless. Like, why are we buying those? I was also a huge proponent of that when it came to like the vitamin patches you can get, all that sort of stuff. None of it's ever worked for me. But Thermacell, oddly enough, works really well. I don't know why. It's probably very toxic. That's fine.
So I decided to actually Google what was in the Thermacell, and turns out it is not toxic. It is just a natural mimic or synthetic mimic to a scent that flowers emit that apparently mosquitoes do not like. It is highly toxic, however, to cats, and it is highly toxic to aquatic life. So anything that lives in ponds or rivers or anything like that. So, but humans and dogs is completely safe for if it's used outdoors. You can get a little bit concentrated if it's used inside, apparently. So, yeah, and the reason it's toxic to cats is because their liver can't digest the enzymes that are released from it. So, do with that information what you will.
Okay, so myth busting. Citronella plants in your garden do not prevent against mosquitoes. Citronella oil does. It has to be concentrated, however. So, unless you're breaking that plant open and then rubbing it all over your body, probably not going to do much of anything. Well, it won't do anything. It looks cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a very cool looking plant, but it's completely useless when it comes to bug repellent when it's just sitting in a pot. Ultrasonic repellents, it's not a thing. Doesn't work. There's no evidence to suggest they work. I have tried them. They don't work. So really, truly, I think your best bet is going to be Bacillus thuringiensis and any sort of standing water. If you want to make a Bacillus thuringiensis trap, do that because that will be helpful. Pruning and airflow, making sure you water in the mornings. Using fans when you're outdoors and a Thermacell is kind of exactly what I'm doing. And I'm not having much issue, to be completely honest. I have a lot of issues when I don't have my Thermacell and I'm outside in the evenings and it's like one of those stale, humid nights. There's no beating that, unfortunately. So I'm also not in the country. I could not imagine if I was in the country how bad mosquitoes would be. I would not. That would be terrible. But anyways, thanks for watching, Geek Crew. If you want to learn more about that BTK for cabbage moss, check out this video here. And that is what Google says you should watch next. Bye.